Alright, let's talk about something that every English learner needs from day one: introducing yourself. I know it sounds simple, but I know from experience that this moment can be nerve-wracking. Your heart starts doing its own thing. You're suddenly aware of every word you're about to say, and you think, oh no, what do I say first? But don't worry. Today, we're going to make this whole thing way easier for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to introduce yourself clearly, naturally, and confidently without sounding like a textbook robot. Let's imagine you and I are sitting together, having a chat, and you say, Bruno, I'm a complete beginner. I don't know what to say when someone asks me about myself. I'd smile and tell you, you don't need perfect grammar, you don't need long sentences, and you definitely don't need fancy vocabulary. You only need a few simple building blocks, and once you know them, you can mix them in different ways depending on the situation. So let's start with the first thing everyone wants to know: your name. I know it's obvious, but beginners often overthink this part. So keep it simple. In English, the most natural way is, Hi, I'm Bruno. Or if you prefer something slightly more formal, my name is Bruno. Both are perfect. You don't need allow me to introduce myself. That sounds like you're giving a wedding speech. Just hi, I'm Bruno. That's it. Easy. Now, after your name, the next thing people usually ask is where you're from. This is where many learners start panicking, because they think they need to give a long explanation. Not really. You don't. A natural sentence is, I'm from, and then your country, or I'm originally from your country, but I live in the UK now. Short, clear, and friendly. And here is a little cultural tip. English speakers love short sentences when they're meeting someone for the first time. It makes you sound calm and confident. Then we come to something that many people skip, but it makes introductions sound so much more natural. Saying what you do. Now, this doesn't mean you need to give your full CV. You don't need to tell them about your first job in 2006. Just something simple like, I work as a software developer, or I'm studying English right now. If you're not working, you can say, I'm at home with my kids, or I'm between jobs right now. That's completely normal. Now, let's pause here, because there is something important I want you to remember. An introduction isn't about impressing people, it's about connection. So instead of trying to sound perfect, your goal is to be understood. When you keep things simple, you sound more confident, even if you don't feel confident yet. Alright, once you've shared your name and where you're from and what you do, the next optional part is something about your interests. You don't need this every time, but it's perfect for more relaxed situations. Something like, I love reading, or I've been learning English for a few months, or I enjoy football. Again, short and friendly. Now, let me give you an example of what all of this sounds like when we put it all together naturally. Hey, I'm Bruno. I'm originally from my country, but I live in the UK now. I work as a software developer, and in my free time, I love creating content and learning new things. Hey, I'm Bruno. I'm originally from my country, but I live in the UK now. I work as a software developer, and in my free time, I love to create content and learn new things. Now that's a clean, natural introduction. Not too long, not too short. It's exactly what you'd hear in real life. But now let me show you the mistake beginners often make. And maybe you've done this too, because I have. They overthink and try to say everything at once. Something like, hello, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bruno and I was born in blah, blah, blah. And by the time they finish the sentence, the person listening is already lost. Remember, English is a language that loves clarity. Short beats long. Simple beats complicated. Always. Let's also talk about something that no one really explains. Your tone. Many beginners think that they need to sound overly polite. So they use stiff phrases like, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Nobody talks like that in real life, unless they're a character in an old movie. A natural tone is warm, relaxed, and friendly. Even just adding a small smile changes everything. Think of it like talking to a neighbor you're meeting for the first time. Friendly, not formal. Now, what about pronunciation? If you're a beginner, your pronunciation doesn't need to be perfect. Let me say that again because it's important. Your pronunciation doesn't need to be perfect for people to understand you. What helps more is speaking slowly and clearly. So instead of, hi, I'm Bruno, I'm from, which is what happens when nerves take over, try pausing slightly between each part. Hi, I'm Bruno, I'm from. That small pause makes a huge difference. Another thing that helps beginners is having two versions of their introduction. One is short and the other is longer. So the short one is for quick situations like when someone asks your name in a queue or in a shop or in a classroom. Something like, I'm Bruno, I'm from, done. The longer one is for more open conversations when someone genuinely wants to get to know you, right? So let me give you a beginner-friendly long version that you can literally just memorize. All right, let's go. Hi, I'm Bruno. I'm originally from my country, but I live in the UK now. I work as a teacher and I've been learning English for a while. I really enjoy meeting new people and practicing my English online. This is simple, safe, and natural. Anyone can understand it, and it works in almost every situation. Now, let me take this one step deeper, all right? Because this is really important, and I want to help you think like a speaker, not just a learner. When you introduce yourself, you're giving the other person small pieces of information about yourself. It's almost like opening doors. So if you say, hi, I'm Bruno, I'm from, the other person might respond with, oh, really? Which part of that country, right? So if you say, I love football, the other person might say, who's your team, right? You don't need to carry the whole conversation. You only need to give enough information for the other person to pick something and continue, right? This is the beauty of conversation. This is why natural introductions don't feel like a performance. They feel like the beginning of a conversation. That's what it's supposed to be like, okay? And finally, here's the mindset shift that will help you forever. Like, it changed my English. You don't need to sound fluent or like a native speaker when you introduce yourself. You just need to sound like you, clear, open, and friendly. Fluency comes with time, exposure, practice, speaking, reading, listening, writing, and all of it. But your introduction, it doesn't need to be perfect. That you can nail today. So here is the simple framework that you can follow every time. First, your name. Second, where you're from. Third, what you do. Something small about you, okay? And that's it. It's not complicated at all. And once you get comfortable with this, you can start adding little variations here and there, little jokes, little bits of personality. But for now, keep it simple. Simplicity is your superpower when you're starting out. If you practice this introduction a few times this week, I guarantee that you will feel more confident, okay? Speak out loud. You'll be surprised by how quickly it becomes natural. But you have to put in the work. You have to practice, all right? Don't panic. You won't freeze. You won't feel unsure. You'll just speak naturally. Keep calm. Speak confidently. And that's it, because that's the goal. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.